Playing zombies today and playing zombies 10, 12 years ago, something feels more off about the zombies today. And I don't think this problem started with Cold War. I actually think this problem kind of started with Black Ops 3. When you loaded into Kino, when you loaded into Verrückt, it felt eerie, it felt creepy. Even today, the maps still have that vibe to them, that they're still creepy, that it's like abandoned, that you're not really supposed to be there. And that's just the vibe you don't get anymore with any of the maps. I mean, do any of the Black Ops 6 maps even feel eerie or creepy in any way? I mean, Citadel de Morris is like a cool atmosphere, but it just feels bland. It doesn't feel creepy or unsettling. And I feel like that's just a newer Call of Duty problem in general. Like in Black Ops 3, you had this new, more cartoony look, you had brighter colors, more vibrant colors, and that's kind of continued the trend with newer Call of Duties. And that translates to zombies. World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 had that more gritty feel. It had the more war feeling look to it, where now it's like bright colors and anime characters running around. The atmosphere is just too bright. The graphics are just too vibrant, if that's the right word. It doesn't feel like a war game anymore. It feels like an arcade shooter, and Call of Duty has always been an arcade shooter, but it was an arcade shooter that felt immersive in a way. And speaking of immersion, there's no real crew or characters to care about anymore. I mean, in Cold War, we didn't even have a set crew or set operators. We just got to pick our own, and that takes away from the experience. That takes away from the overall atmosphere as well. You don't have characters bantering with each other, yelling at each other. You can't see the relationships between characters. And we did get a new crew with Black Ops 6, but you could still choose other characters to be in place of those, so it's not really a solid crew. They don't have the full banter with each other. They don't really talk to each other that much during the game if you have all four set operators, and it's like that was part of the charm of the old Call of Duty. Seeing Richtofen and Tank Dempsey interact with each other, Nikolai interacting with Dempsey, just Richtofen in general talking. It's like now the new crew, how many times do I have to hear, go to hell you twat, or to hell with you, and it's like all the characters have almost the same exact personality now. There's no uniqueness or individuality with any of these characters, and does anybody really care about anybody here? Even in the cutscenes, they're just standing around half the time while Richtofen's talking or Raptor 1's talking. Even I think it was the Citadel de Morris one where they didn't even have any lines of dialogue. It was one person talking the entire time, and the crew's just standing there silent. They're not saying anything. They're not doing anything. And regardless of the strikes, it's still there. This is the story of Black Ops 6, and they're just silent through all this. At least with Cold War, we knew we weren't getting a crew. We knew that it was just going to be operators that you could pick, so there's not really any lines of dialogue for them to say in the first place. But in Black Ops 6, there's expectation here. You have a dedicated crew. You advertise a dedicated crew. That was one of the selling points of zombies. And now it's like, oh, they're right here, but they don't really do anything. They kind of just stand around. They don't really have that many personalities either. And they also really don't push the narrative of the story. So they really are just there to say, oh, look, we have a dedicated crew. And this problem really started after Black Ops 3 when the Richtofen storyline officially finished and wrapped up. Black Ops 4 crew was alright, at least it had a dedicated crew, and then Richtofen comes back. Shocker. That Treyarch had to pull out their crutch and use the same crew again instead of making new interesting characters that people want to stay. Their story really should have wrapped up in Black Ops 2 before we got into all this interdimensional aliens and Monty being this alien or whatever the hell the story was in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 with that crew. It should have just stayed grounded in reality. That's when Zombies was at its best, story-wise, was when it was just grounded in reality. It wasn't involving space, time travel, and all this other nonsense. And I think one of the biggest factors for Zombies feeling so boring today is how easy it is and how accessible it is. Now, don't get me wrong here. It is good to be more accessible. Zombies in the past was very difficult, especially if you wanted to do the Easter eggs. They were just getting outrageous with the steps, especially in Black Ops 3. I mean, some of those steps were ridiculous. But nowadays, we spawn in with any weapon we want, with the attachments we want, with the fuel upgrade, and with gobblegums. It's like, where's the challenge? Part of the fun of old Zombies was the challenge of you only get a starting pistol, and you have to make do until you buy a wall weapon, you get Pack-a-Punch, or you get lucky with a box. Choice is good. Too much choice is bad. It's like if you go to a restaurant that has 100 items, you're going to be overwhelmed. But if you go to a restaurant that only has 20 items, you're like, alright, this is easier to manage. And I feel like the same thing applies to gaming and life in general. If you got to choose your starting pistol, I think that'd be a lot better. You could put camos on it, attachments, whatever, but you could choose any weapon you want. That's just, it makes it too easy. It's too mainstream. players aren't this stupid where they need this much help. I get zombies was a very like hard experience for casual players. That doesn't mean just start with everything's thrown in you. You need a pack-a-punch level 3 gun by round 15. That's just too much. And you also have kill streaks now, and you could buy monkey bombs, and you could buy and craft any kind of grenade you want, and you could craft your score streaks, and it's like, this is just too much. It made the box obsolete. All this stuff makes the box obsolete. Wall buys are almost obsolete. And zombies has become this camo grind at this point. There's really no challenge in going high round anymore. Anybody can do it if you have the time and you don't crash. There's no real challenge. The steps are given to you right there, which I don't think is a problem. I think the guided quest was actually a good thing. I think there should be an option to toggle it because you don't need to do it every single match. And I think it could be less dummied down. Like, you don't need someone to guide you to the power. My main gripe with modern zombies is just how easy the gameplay has gotten, and I think that's been a problem since really Black Ops 3 with the introduction of gobblegums, and has only gotten worse with every passing Call of Duty title. And when the game's easier, it makes you want to replay it less because you have no challenge to go to. You have nothing to go for. I mean, you do a first room challenge, that's easy now because you can spawn in with whatever weapon you want, and I'm pretty sure upgrades for your weapon can drop. I forgot if that's a thing or not. And I'm speaking on this as like someone that's kind of like an upper casual player. I've attempted a few Easter egg quests. I haven't done most of them. I'll go for high rounds. Well, high rounds being like 40 or 50 before I get bored. I don't really go for like the 100 plus rounds. And that's basically my extent of zombies. I mean, I'll play for a few hours a day. I'll hop in with my friends back in the day. Now when you hop on your friends, it's just kind of boring. And you're really only grinding zombies now for yourself, for your camos, for your battle pass. Because there's no real challenge anymore and everything's given to you, there's really nothing else to go for besides just your camos and battle pass, and the camos are just a repetitive grind. And I mean, some people like that. It gives you something to do, and we need something to do because you can't just do the main quest 20 times over. There's no fun in that. Anyways, do you guys enjoy modern zombies? Do you prefer older zombies? What do you think of zombies as a whole? Do you think the future looks bright for zombies? Do you think Black Ops Zombies is going to be good? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.